Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 24 minutes after 7 o'clock. And joining us on the phone this morning from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, John LeMay back with us. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Mike.
How's your Friday going?
Oh, it's going pretty good. It hadn't really started yet, so.
This is true. This is what 7:30 looks like, just in case.
Yeah.
John's not a morning person.
I'm usually up by now. I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to drive down to the studio.
Right, I understand.
And have to do, I don't usually do my makeup this early. And you guys put us on camera, so.
That's true. And John cannot go out unless he has his face on. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So, well, John, let's. Tomorrow's the big day. The Historic Book Fair is happening at the Archives facility tomorrow morning from 9 to noon. Before we kind of talk about what's happening there, kind of give a little bit of background. Talk about, because this is an annual event, talk about how the book fair came to be.
Yeah, so what I love, you just said it's an annual event, but we didn't really intend for it to be, is the funny thing. We thought maybe it would be a one-time deal.
Right.
Because back in, I think it was probably 2014 or 15, the Archives received a huge book collection donation from an estate. And, some of those titles we already had. So what we did, was we kept the new books that we didn't have.
Okay.
And then when it came to duplicates, we would kind of compare our version to the version we just got. And if we liked the new version better and it was in better shape or it was signed, we would keep that for our archive library.
Sure.
And then we would sell the lesser duplicate copy.
Gotcha.
And so, and it was a really big success. But what the benefit has been is when people became aware of that, it kind of raised awareness that we have a library.
Ah.
So what will happen lots of times is people will bring us a big box of books and they'll tell us, keep what you want from the library, sell, whatever you don't want. And you have a form typically that you'll fill out.
Okay.
That, you check a box that says, I don't want these back, and we can do what we want with them. But let's see, Wednesday, a couple drove in from Lake Arthur and gave us a really nice donation. And they gave us the donation because they thought we would probably sell them all and we needed books for the inventory, but these were books we actually didn't have. So
oh, wow.
I actually kept most of their donation that they meant for us to sell because they're books that we don't have. So I just don't like people to think that we're just selling every book we possibly can. If you give us a new book that we don't have, we're going to put it on our shelves.
Sure. But in essence, it's kind of turned into an advertisement for what the Historical Society does. And so, we're getting rid of extras, but at the end of the day, we're actually accumulating more archived-worthy things because it puts the fact that the archives and these books are on people's radar. So that's pretty neat. I like that.
Yeah, and actually I would say we've acquired 50 new books for the library that we didn't have before because of this sale.
Okay.
Because, again, I think people just think, we're just trying to sell, make money. Well, not necessarily.
To be honest, it's a win-win for everybody because, let's face it, the people that are shopping and things, they're collectors. They're people that love history probably as much as we do. And they love to for their own personal collection, so it's a win for them. For us, it's a huge win because we're still doing exactly what the Historical Society does, preserving history, but at the same time exposing that history for all to have exposure to and be a part of and to see, hear, and study. So it's really cool.
Yeah, and so tomorrow, if you do come to the book sale and you buy a book, and on the inside there's a stamp that says for archives use only, we know. Don't worry, we had a better copy, and we're selling, and I can't scrub out the stamp.
Right.
So, you're going to buy books that say archive library.
Yeah.
But we have a better copy.
We'll call that like a certificate of authenticity.
Yeah. And for instance, too, Elvis Fleming's daughter, Fran, gave us some books from his estate, so you might see a few books that are stamped with Elvis's name.
Oh, wow.
And again, what would have happened is we would have taken that book, compared it to the copy that we had, and we would have seen that the copy we already had was in better condition, and that's why we're selling Elvis's. And we also do have a few estate books that, the donors specified that, they don't want us to sell, so we're not going to sell those, but Elvis wasn't one of them. Fran said, take these books, do what you need with them. So
yeah, well, that's great, and first off, we can never thank these families and these folks of the families to the folks that write and study and preserve history. Without those donations, without those people, none of this is happening. So big thank you to them for their contributions and their donations. But at the same time, they're understanding that we want to make sure this history is for everyone. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, because our library shelves are very full. Because I mean, people haven't been in the archives much lately just because of the restrictions. But
sure,
if you go in, our library is pretty full. And, also our upstairs is also like jam-packed to capacity, and there is such a thing as a fire code that we have to follow. So I mean, people, just because you see this big giant building, it doesn't mean that we can fill it to the ceiling.
Right.
That's against fire code.
You
need to have a certain amount of walking space. So
sure, and I imagine too, so many things get I mean, you get a bunch of books in there that does become a fire hazard at some point. So they want to make sure that all stays kosher there too. But for folks, so if you're hearing about this for the first time, please come on out tomorrow morning. Things will get going bright and early at 9 and goes till about noon. I'm guessing for the book hunters and the ones looking for specific titles and things, my guess is the earlier the better, right? I mean, because the ones that are going to be popular and things, they're going to those probably won't linger till noon. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, and I want to list off some of the titles we have, in different price ranges, because a lot of people wanted Roundup on the Pecos.
Okay.
And we actually acquired several of those through different people bringing us books, and we still have I think we actually still have 3 copies on our archive library shelf, so we still have plenty of our own duplicates we hang on to, but I think we've got 2 or 3 in the inventory for sale, and the price will vary depending on the quality of the books. I think I priced the one that doesn't have a dust jacket a little bit cheaper, and then the one that's in perfect condition with a dust jacket that Elvis Fleming and Minor Huffman both signed.
Oh, cool.
Is more expensive. A book, for some reason, that we had lots of donors give us, and this was part of the Lake Arthur couple I was talking about. They gave us a really great copy of the Co-Book Ranch on the Ruidoso.
Okay.
So if you want that, you can get that. You can get it cheaper if you buy it without the dust jacket, because I remember we have one copy without a dust jacket.
Okay.
Then we're going to have a really expensive, an expensive copy that Wilbur Coe and Peter Hurd both signed, and it has the dust jacket.
Oh, wow.
So for that, we're not going to let that go for less than $200.
Yeah, that's a rare find there. Yeah. That's cool.
But you can get it cheaper unsigned.
Well, so if you want to collect it for that, but if you're, again, either way, people have the reasons for wanting either copy, and they're available, and that's cool. And I love that. I love that. It's, and this is the cool part too. Is I think it gives the average person that chance to own something historic. You know what I mean? I think there's a thing to that where you're just saying, man, because you and I are both history buffs, so it's kind of a bigger deal to us, but I think anybody that can just appreciate saying, man, I've got a book here that was written long before I was on this earth, and you know what I mean, or just stuff like that. Yeah. It's neat to, or you think about, or then you start to think, it's like, man, where was this thing sitting before I had my hands on it? It was on somebody's famous library shelf. You just don't really think about stuff like that. But that's what tomorrow's all about, to come out and check these books out, and hopefully get an opportunity for you to take some of these home. Now, folks love to have a little fun with their shopping. There are going to be $5 mystery bags that you can purchase. Guess what they cost? $5. That's it's in the title. But but those have of rare books as well. And matter of fact, if shop slowly, because every hour of the event, they're going to be giving away one of those mystery bags too. So if you just happen to be browsing the books at the right time, you can end up winning one of those too. So make sure you come on by for that. Some other swag going on tomorrow. This is a popular one. So again, get there a little early on this. But once again, we will be having our famous bread. It will be back. The delicious bread that I don't know. I always see it at the Historical Society, so I just call it the Historical Society bread. But they got to have the loaves of that, and of course. We want to remind folks, too, that they're also going to have one-day-only herd print promotions as well, too. So if you're looking for some Peter Herd prints and things, I guess they're going to have some promotions, exclusive little swag and sales going on during the event, too.
Yeah, so lots of different fun stuff. Oh, and then we were talking earlier too about how people can RSVP for the Fall Fiesta fundraiser too, right?
Yes, Fall Fiesta. Technically, the deadline's today for that. It's happening September 30th. I don't have the paper in front of me. I think that's what it is. And it's going to be just like our drive-through events. Peppers has once again teamed up with us, and they're going to be on fajitas. So it's going to be a fajita dinner. Or lunch, I guess you could say. And so for $100, you get the box, the dinner box that will give you fajitas with appetizer and dessert and all the accoutrement for two people. $100. And you can order online. I'll tell you here in a second. Or you can also get the dinner bundle, which is basically fajitas with all the trimmings for 10 people's worth. Plus you get a centerpiece, some additional swag. You may even get a sexy, hulky John LeMay delivering it right to your door. I think he'll do it shirtless upon request. But anyway.
No, you're the one who does the weird stuff for money from your rich friends from out of town.
Well, you go shirtless, I go pantsless. That's the
okay.
Yeah. That's the rule, I think.
Yeah.
But so if you can also RSVP while you're there tomorrow too. So we're gonna let you do that. But for the rest of you, come get it done today. Go ahead and turn in those. Get all that done. Log on to the website, the Historical Society's website. You can register for everything there. It's www.roswellnmhistory.org. roswellnmhistory.org. There, you can learn a little bit more about the book fair tomorrow. Obviously, reserve your spots for the fall fundraiser dinner. Also, you can learn more about buying books and things too. If you can't make it to the book fair tomorrow, we sell a lot of our local authors. Not the rare ones, the ones that are currently in print, including any of John's books. You can buy them right through there as well. But if you can't, that's only if you can't make it out tomorrow. If you can make it out tomorrow, I'm sure you will be selling the all rare out of print books. But every copy of the books that we sell online too, with Elvis or John or Donna Blake Burchell or any of that, you'll be able to buy copies of that tomorrow too, I'm sure. So. Speaking of, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I was just going to say, since we talked about all these really expensive books, I didn't want to give people the wrong impression. That's probably only about a dozen books that are really rare and expensive, but there's about 4 tables full of just historical nonfiction books that range in price from either $1 to $20.
Okay.
So I mean, it's not like they're all really expensive. Most of them are pretty affordable.
Gotcha. So you don't need a monocle to come in. It's no problem.
No. Yeah.
And by the way, too, speaking of, not only will books be there, but some of our local authors will be there as well, signing books. And if when you ever get those chances, or you read the books and you want to talk to the author about some of the things, and this is your chance tomorrow. John LeMay will be there, obviously signing books. Donna Blake Burchell will be driving up from Carlsbad, and she'll be there, book signing her books as well too. David Minton, he's the Lee County historian. We actually talked to him on the telephone earlier this week. Great guy. He's going to be there as well. He's written his books, Lee County Pioneer Profiles. So he kind of covers all the forefathers of Lee County in his books. And he's also co-written and done a bunch of others too. But I think that's his big solo project book, is the Lee County one. But I think he's kind of like you, John. Doesn't he have like co-author some books outside of the historical area too? I know, not Godzilla and stuff like you, but
Yeah.
I think he covers some of the I guess you could say not historical subjects too.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. But anyway, they're going to be there tomorrow as well. So you can get book signings. Of course, you can come out and get bread. If the holidays are right around the corner. All these, books make great gifts. Those Peter Hurd prints, if you that's one thing that we're really fortunate to have at the Historical Society. Thanks to the Hurd family, that we've had a great relationship with them over the years, and they've been kind enough to work with us. With the the family of Peter Hurd and things. Just, I mean, we've talked about them on the radio and everything as a bunch, and it's they've been kind enough to help us through their artwork and stuff promote there. So please, if you're looking for Peter Hurd prints and things, the Hurd family was very kind enough to help us with this stuff. So please shop, and it's a win-win. You get awesome artwork and books and things, and we get to use the profits from that to keep doing what we do. So that's what it's a win-win for all.
Yeah.
What else? Is there anything else that's going to be happening tomorrow that we want to make sure we talk about? Any other special things that we missed?
Yeah, we'll also have several members from the Joyriders group there that have published books. So they'll be there signing their books as well. Okay,
just for folks that know, these are Joy, WRITERS, writers. They're not confused with a motorcycle club. They're not.
Oh yeah. I
just want to put that
yeah.
out there. Not RIDERS, WRITERS, writers. They're cool. I've actually interviewed some of them before. It is exactly what it is. The Joy. They write books and things. It's a group of people that love writing, and they do it together and inspire each other. Work. Have you ever done anything with them before, John?
Yeah, not officially, but I worked with Eva one time, Eva McCollum, their leader, and she told me something neat. She said their rule was that when they read each other's work, they're not allowed to say whether or not they like it.
Oh, okay.
But what the rule is, you don't say whether or not you like it. Either way, you keep that to yourself, whether you like it or not. But she said the rule is you say whether or not it works, because that's the important thing. So I thought that was a good rule.
That makes sense because, they write not to decide whether you like or dislike what they're writing about. They want to make sure that the message is clear. So it's more about you writing to get the message you're trying to get. Whether you agree or disagree with it's not relevant, I guess.
Yeah, because they all write in different genres, and if you're not a fan of that genre, you're just not going to like it. But you can probably still admit that, yes, it worked, and I can see how if you like that sort of thing, it's good.
Yeah. Just for instance, you're not going to ever get me to say I loved a musical. I just don't like musicals. I don't like singing.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not into that either.
But I can respect the talent and the hard work and the dedication and the level of quality that they've did in it, even though I can't stand the thought of people singing on stage.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
And of course, Historical Society is going to have lots of stuff coming up here even next month. More to come there. We do have our blood drive coming up here. That will be the third Tuesday of the month. What day is that? I can't remember off the top of my head, but that's coming up here. Sign up through Vitalent there. We got lots of stuff coming up here. Please come out tomorrow to the book fair. Again, it's 9 a.m. to noon, and it will be at the Archives Facility, 208 North Lee. It's right next door to the museum there, the J.P. White House there on Lee. Come out, check out the rare out-of-print books. Like John was saying, you're going to find something for every budget. If you're looking for more rare, valuable stuff, we've got several titles that fall into that category. But if you just love old books and love the history, and pretty much every one of these books are all local history related in some way, shape, or form, right?
Most of the tables, you brought up something else I wanted to mention, is we have a lot of older books that don't fit that category, and we only placed them as like $1 each, and our thinking is if you want to buy those purely for decoration, you probably don't want to actually read them, but yeah, so they're just, if you want an antique bookshelf with old book, the old spines, and you just want that look, you can buy those for only $1, unless they're slightly rare. Like, I think we had a really cool book about the sinking of the Titanic.
Oh, cool.
From like the 1920s. It was really old, but we priced a little higher, but yeah. And somebody gave us a really nice donation of kids' books, like big, nice picture books, which really, they're not appropriate for the archives. We don't hold a lot of fiction in there unless it's pertaining to this area.
Gotcha.
So we also have some nice children's books this year.
That's cool. So are they going to be available at the auction, or?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, sweet.
yeah, so yeah, like I said, the four main tables are all historical books, and then
Okay.
there's probably three other tables full of just kind of the outliers.
Nice. I would imagine there's going to be some adults that want to go through some of those old children's books just to see if they stumble across one that they learned or knew or heard of or read as a kid. You know, it's kind of
Yeah, yeah, I think I saw I remember seeing the Giving Tree in there. I
okay.
remember seeing Where the Sidewalk Ends, and then
Oh,
some really nice, pretty illustrated editions of like what was it, Robinson Crusoe and
oh
Robin
yeah.
Hood, like that.
Where the Sidewalk Ends, that was a staple when I was like in elementary school. I
Yeah, I
remember
remember seeing it. I don't remember if I read it, but I remember seeing it.
it was it's Shel Silverstein, and he the poet, and he almost, to me, when I was a kid, he was kind of like a Dr. Seuss is what he reminded me of, because he had funny kids poems that, and he'd talk about topics in the poems that kids like, squishy spider, this and that, but he had two big books that were famous. One was the Where the Sidewalk Ends, and then the other one was Lighthouse in the Attic or something like that. And they were basically those books. And I remember as a kid, and apparently they were very popular at the elementary school library, because if you didn't check it out, they were checked out. Like, it was always one of those ones. And if you looked at the library card that was attached to the back, it was like full of signatures and things. So it was a very
Yeah,
popular book. But yeah, so cool. You can get your own copy of that there as well. That's I'm probably, me and people my age probably remember that, and that's about it. But we'll see. Um, Also, again, don't forget the I keep saying Heritage, the Fall Fundraiser Dinner is coming up here at the end of the month. Today, technically, is the last day to RSVP. Please don't hesitate to call the Historical Society or go online, 575-622-8333. RoswellNMHistory.org is the website. Get your tickets. Again, for the Fall Fundraiser Dinner. Peppers is going to be dishing out the delicious fajitas. They're going to have awesome appetizer, dessert, sides with that. It's going to be delicious. And by the way, if you order the $500 bundle and you don't want delivery, no problem. You can come out and get it, because I believe we're going to have some tables and things out there with some other nonprofits, and as we always do through the drive-through event, we'll have things for you to see, do, and enjoy as part of the experience too. But it'll be very similar to what we've done in the past here, where you kind of get your tickets in advance, go pick them up at the archives facility, drive on over to Peppers, and then take your food home or wherever you're going to go to enjoy the meal and all that stuff. But we'll talk a little bit more as we get closer. But get your tickets today. RSVP technically ends today. However, if you come out tomorrow morning, you can get your RSVPs out there at the book fair too as well. John, is there anything we missed?
no, I don't think so. I think we covered it all.
Good deal. Well, appreciate it, and thanks for calling or getting up early and calling in. I know this is not your normal fare, so I do appreciate
No, that's fine.
And we'll see you here next time. All right.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
All right. He's got to go to the gym now, right? Is that your next appointment?
Probably.
All
Yeah.
right. Thanks, John. We'll see
All
you
right,
later.
thanks, Mike.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. That was John LeMay with the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. He's a great guy. He's a and he really is, when it comes to his dedication to the Historical Society, and he's a huge asset, great guy. And yeah, come on out to the book fair. If I just come check it out. If you're like, well, I'm not sure what I want, I guarantee you come out there tomorrow morning, walk around, you'll be like, oh, that's really, and then you'll be like, oh, that's $2. Yeah, I'll take that. I remember that book from when I was a kid. I like to have my children read it. That there's a lot of that too. It's not all the, well, I'm looking for this rare book, and I mean, you're going to get a little some of that, but it's a little bit of everything. So come and check it out tomorrow. Get your tickets for the dinner. It's a great way to help out the Historical Society. I know we've been talking to you a lot lately about need money and roofs collapsing and issues all like that, but it's true. We need all those help, but we'd love you just to come out and support history, because it's great. We history's us. You think those who say they hate history, you just don't know what history's about. That's why. And once you figure it out, because your history, we're history, all of it's history. You love it. You may not love memorizing dates, but you like history. So anyway, 7:49. Let's go ahead and